This is Narina with Did You Win Gaming, and we are playing a little bit of Zen Bound, a fantastic way to kind of relax into the afternoon or after work or whenever you're stressed out. This glorious game on Steam is just, it's beautiful, the music is great, and it's a really good game to just decompress and not focus on anything else except for just kind of wrapping things up. Tactically, it's kind of pleasing. The colors are all really, really different, and they have a bunch of different ways that you can do things, different types of ropes and different challenges that you can do. So if you're not too hard on yourself, you can really, really enjoy this game and kind of build up. So here we go. I've started with the first tree, the introduction tree. I have played this before. This is, I haven't actually beaten it yet. This is one of my second playthroughs, and it has been a couple of years, so it's not like I'm coming into this with some serious technique and capability, but I really enjoy this game, and I hope that you do too, and that you're able to find a little bit of relaxation with it as you watch and listen. Worst case scenario, you could just kind of have it on in the background as some sort of distraction when you don't want to work or study, and just kind of see it and enjoy it a little bit for the simplicity that it is. I hope you all had a great day and are enjoying whatever weather it is where you're at, and that life is doing well by you. I personally had kind of a rough start to the morning, and got on my phone and decided I was going to avoid Facebook because I'm just kind of tired of people fighting all the time. But I got on Instagram and was really looking forward to seeing some of the beautiful artists that I am subscribed to, and I found out that a dear friend of mine that I had been involved with in the past passed away suddenly this weekend. So I was a little taken aback, and I have to say that it's a new sensation. It's a new feeling when you get online and you're looking for that kind of crap information that you see about how butter is used to make your skin not wrinkle, and your friend that you barely know is succeeding and traveling all over the world. But to see something that actually is impacting you, not just personally, but emotionally, was kind of jarring for me. And in a new age of technology that we're growing into right now, it was a really interesting experience. And so I was really curious about how technology has changed. Look at how gorgeous these little flowers are. How technology has changed the way that we receive information, not just from a news perspective or a social perspective. Everybody sees that, but just like how we receive information about people passing away, or about choosing what we want to share with people, specifically in regards to maybe bad news, or maybe you're pregnant and you don't want to quite share it just in case something happens and things get a little rough, and you're worried that if you share that and something happens, that somehow that's a failure on your part, or people asking a lot of questions. And so I think that when we have access to each other's lives so easily, and information about each other so easily, that we have to be conscientious of how we want to share that information, and whether or not that's going to be a positive impact in our life, like as people who are on the internet, as we put that information out and people learn about it and they start asking a bunch of questions about, oh, you had a really bad day, are you okay, do you want that, or are you someone like I generally, when I'm having a really hard day, I don't like to explain myself over and over again, but I think that it's just really fascinating the way that society is changing and how both closer and further away from each other on an authentic level we are. But I mean, obviously this is just my viewpoint, and that changes based on, you know, my perspective and the things that I'm looking at. If I'm looking at people who are trying to build authentic relationships, I'm going to find that. But if I'm looking for people who are really distant and just kind of posting the same stuff over and over again and how great everything is, and it just doesn't feel like they're being real, then I'm going to find that too. So it's just fascinating the way things are changing. I was raised in a place where the internet didn't exist, so when I looked for that kind of says how old I am, but it's a different mindset. My life, my ego, my self-esteem isn't based on whether or not I have likes on my channel or on my Facebook, or if people have commented on my Instagram. I love if I'm sharing something and people are positively impacted by that, or they find it moving, or it brings them joy in some way. I love that. But my things that I put out onto the internet aren't about my ego. They're not about whether or not people are going to like me. That's been some serious conditioning that I have learned to grow out of, and I feel so much healthier because of that. Why isn't this working? Why isn't this little nail tagging? Come on, guy, come on. So it was just kind of an interesting start to the day. It wasn't something that I could ever expect, and I generally plan for most things and am pretty grounded, especially when I start the morning. And I just kind of sat there and looked at my phone and kind of cried because somebody had passed away that I knew, and it really made me, as death always does for most people, kind of made me take a look at, I love the aesthetic of this. The purple looks like grape. I just want to lick it. And every time I touch the little paint bubbles to the wood, it pops, and it's so pleasing. And if I unroll it, I think it comes undone. Oh, look at that. So yeah, just starting my day, finding out that somebody's passed away, and it happens all the time. People always do, but she was young, and it was really unexpected. It really made me question how I'm spending my time in my life, and am I doing things that bring me joy? Am I doing things that make me happy, or am I just concerned about whether or not people like me, or am I making other people happy? I want people to be happy. I want them to find their joy. I want them to move into happiness and fight the negative, self-destructive talk that we all have. But I also know that isn't something that I can do for other people, but it certainly is something that I can try to show others how I do it, and maybe that'll help them. So I'm just going to ramble while I play this absolutely gorgeous game, and I hope it isn't too distracting, but honestly, I guess it's just shit that I need to get off my chest. And I think I'm moving in a direction where I'm going to play games based on kind of the aesthetic and ambiance of the game. Like, some games make me feel really calm and relaxed, and it's all about being patient and exploring. Whereas other games are really scary, and the exploration is more based on survival, like BioShock, and just kind of theming things in that way. Whereas people can take a look at it and say, you know what, I've had a really shit day. I just want to kind of listen to something relaxing and kind of watch something that's pleasing. Whereas, I really want to see some new techniques or some exploration. And I just really want to hear somebody cuss a lot. like I do with BioShock. So yeah, I'm planning on placing feeling themes in some of my channels so that it's easier to find kind of what mood you want to be in, because we all surf Netflix and we're all looking for something that's going to kind of hit the spot for us visually and whatever mood we're in. I mean, how long do you sit and look through your movie queue to figure out, or your show queue to figure out what you want to watch? Sometimes you don't always want to watch something really violent or something emotionally draining like Game of Thrones or Breaking Bad. Sometimes you want something that's a little more pleasing, that's gonna make you cry or realize the connections are really important, like Call the Midwife. I love that show. I could watch it over and over again, and it literally makes me cry every single episode over and over and over again, because it's just so beautiful. People are just helping each other. I also watched The Nick, which is, I have a thing for historical medical shows because I'm a nurse, and there's a show called The Nick, and it's gritty. It's gritty like Game of Thrones gritty. It's gritty like, oh shoot, come on, little pin. It's gritty, it's dark, it's kind of hard on my soul, but there's like really contrasting scenes. For example, there were people that were beating up on another group of people, and it was really hard to see racism so rampant back then and how people weren't getting help. But in contrast, the reason that was there was for the glory of people to come in and say, hey, I'm going to help you. We're going to get you some help. We're going to treat you. We're going to make sure that the mobs don't get you. And, again, I cried because it's when people help each other, it's really beautiful. But you can't have that without the contrast of something really negative and kind of scary, and the powerlessness that you feel. You can't feel the impact of people helping if you're not in a place that you need help. So it's fascinating. And sometimes you want to see that. You want to see the human nature of life and how people do beautiful things for each other. And sometimes you just want to see something fucking violent. You want to see some good revenge porn. And you want to see people get hurt. And you want to see power. Maybe you feel powerless in your own life, and seeing something more powerful is really pleasing. And so I just thought it would be interesting to kind of start doing a channel where I play games based on kind of how they make me feel, and just like the purpose of playing each game. So for this one, it's more of a relaxing, just kind of easing into the evening of relaxation. I'm thinking about playing some Fallout New Vegas. It's got some really good stations on it that are kind of fun to listen to, and so I'm just going to play that. And if I do talk, it'll be really, really quiet, kind of minimal, and I'm not going to do a bunch of fights. It'll probably be more relaxing, or maybe it just be like based on each episode being a little bit different. I think we're done with this little hedgehog. Look at him. He's gorgeous. All right. I'm going to do this little pin, and then we're going to call it a day. Thanks, everyone. Have a great night.